Well, tonight's going to be a very special night because we have a little bit of a weird situation. Hex went into some weird resonant stuff in an attempt to rescue this other technomancer. But you see, the resonance realms are very undefined as per the rules, and deep runs are really wonky, and the rules are not to my liking. So instead, I went back to one of my old favorites of Dungeon World, and we're gonna go over the rainbow, as it were, and see where that takes us. Right? It's gonna be great. To give a quick overview, Dungeon World is a 2d6 space system. 2d6 plus an attribute, to be completely clear. When you roll on a 1 to a 6, well, let me start from the top up. On a 10 plus, you do what you were setting out to do, no consequences, thumbs up, everything is sunshine and rainbows. On a 7 to 9, you still succeed, but there's a complication. Depending on what you were trying to do, there'll be different things. The most common is, say, if you were in a fight with something and I go to hit you on a 7 to 9, well, I still hit you and I still deal damage, but it deals damage back to you as well. On a 1 to a 6, well, I'm sorry, you have failed. But good news, you get to mark experience. Please keep track of your experience. That might be useful later. And something bad or interesting is going to happen.
Do we
Hacks,
get experience for failing?
you get experience for failing. How about that? Is that not one of the greatest mechanics?
This is interesting. All right.
Okay. The other thing is this does not work based up like you don't say I'm going to roll to discern realities. You'd be like, I'm going to go up, I'm going to look behind the tapestries, I'm going to turn over some of the tables, I'm going to look around the place. I'm like, okay, it sounds like you're trying to discern realities. I will then ask you to roll plus your wisdom. And dependent upon that, there's a list of questions and stuff. I have a couple of handouts because I did like prep work, which I know, mind blowing, crazy, right? So don't really
No,
worry
you're good.
about the nitty gritty of the rules. There's not a lot of rules, and a lot of it is triggered by what the characters are doing, not what the players want to do. And the situation and the narrative will kind of dictate things. Hex, I went ahead and I kind of based your character sheet that you have just kind of off of your Shadowrun characters' stats. They were lower on the physical side, so I dropped them down a little bit, and I gave you plus ones on your mental side. When you rolled to make your connection here with Ray, apparently you rolled really
Mhm.
well, so I bumped them all up. So for anything physical related, you're just 2d6. For anything mental related, you are 2d6 plus 2. You are also a technomancer, so you can cheat. So get crazy, and we'll see what happens. You have 23 HPs, I believe it is. 23
I
HPs.
think, yeah, I think that's what it says up here. Yes.
You are in danger of actually dying. Okay?
So do not lose the HP.
Hex is in actual peril here if things go horribly wrong. Um, just to get that out there in form of communication, don't worry about it too much because there's actually a move when dealing with death. It'll be great. The other thing is your fading that you take for doing anything resonance is going to take away from your
Mhm.
HPs, but certain other effects like healing potions, that kind of thing, will also restore your HPs because this is weird. Um,
Cool, I guess.
does anybody have any questions about stuff?
Do we know that we can't be hurt and that Hex is in danger?
So
We aren't even there. We are actors.
your your avatars or the characters that you are playing for this evening are denizens of this realm, the same as Ray is for the most part.
Okay,
This
but we're not Hex's constructs or anything like that.
no, That was just an artsy way of not saying you see a giant, strong man, 6 feet tall, 3.5 feet wide, and then it turns out you want to be a wizard. That was just to
Okay.
avoid the descriptions of that kind of stuff. Um, this is like your hometown. Your friend Hex is, well, I'm sorry, your friend Hera is maybe acting a little weird, but she did just bump her head, so who knows what that may have done. You guys are on a quest to save your friend Ray, to save her sister, who has been kidnapped by or taken somewhere. I don't know. Ray, what happened to your sister?
She was taken,
By?
and dragon.
Ooh. You guys want to go slay a dragon?
Yeah.
Always.
Want to take his goal?
Um,
We're
Really?
making
Dragon
our
sickness
friends.
is a serious thing, guys. Just remember that.
It's
so
not serious to me.
do you guys have any questions? Some of you might have armor that you can click onto the top. Armor is a flat damage reduction.
Okay.
So like if I hit you for 5 damage and you have 2 armor, go ahead and subtract. You only take 3 damage. Um,
I'm sorry. Where do I put that?
it's in the top above your attributes.
Oh,
There's damage. Oh, this is one of the things that I love about Dungeon World, is your damage is based upon your class. So a fighter, no matter what he does, is going to deal a D10 of damage. That means when you're in a bar fight and you want to fight that guy, you punch him, you're dealing a D10 damage. You want to pick up that beer bottle and smash it over his head, D10 damage. That chair, smash it over his back, D10 damage. That kick in the nuts, D10 damage. It incentivizes you to do what it makes the most narrative sense and the most creativity, and not being like, well, I only do a D4 physical punching damage, but if I used my long sword, I could do a D8 plus 1.
It also means there's no reason not to use a stuffed animal as your weapon for everything.
I mean, that is true, but
Availability. But on that note, for like my class, I have signature weapon.
yep.
If I choose serrated as one of the choices, which I did, I would get D10 plus 1.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So, what is that signature weapon? Out of curiosity, since you
We're-
chose serrated.
We're going to get into that in a second. If nobody else has
Oh, I'm
any
sorry.
other questions. Awesome.
Okay.
Sounds like nobody else has any other questions. So, Hex, this this woman helps you to your feet, and you'll notice, like now that you're giving her a heavier look, she looks a lot like the technomancer that you guys, was in the Iron Lung. Maybe a little bit more fit, a little bit more healthy because she hasn't been in a tube for a couple of months. But here she is standing and talking to you. Looking past her, you're going to see those 3 blobs that you were kind of struggling to see have taken more of a shape. And if we want to go left to right, and we'll get some ridiculous descriptions, which I believe means Dante.
I'm always at the left.
I think it has to do with how old your account is.
Oh, does it?
I think that's what it is. I don't actually know.
Either way.
And are you Dante, or do you have some ridiculous fantasy name?
Go by Graph.
All right. What does Graph look like?
He is tall and wiry. Not much muscle to speak of. Just barely enough to hold his backpack and his stolen horn. Wears a hat, hair tucked up in it. It's relatively close cropped. Light skin, pointy ears. Let's say he wears all green, because I like that. That's about it.
Who do you steal the horn from?
Uh, Let's go with the father of a damsel he was sexing.
Nice. Love it. We already got a description of Ray. What about Harrier of the Nine Ways?
Uh, we're childhood friends of Hera.
Up to you. You are an
Okay.
adventuring party out to save this woman's sister from a
I just
dragon.
wanted to know. Before you stands a oddly sturdy elf, shaven bald, resplendent, lacquered red armor. Uh, he carries a shield with a demon's face etched into it. um, and a ancient spear that is serrated on one edge, and uh, he has like those the monk's multiple dots above his eyebrows. He has a concerned look on his face.
And then finally, Florian.
Florian Baumhaut is also a particularly sturdy elf with piercing sea blue eyes and dirty blonde hair as though unwashed. Over his rough-hewn traveling leathers, he wears armor hewn from the hide of a great bear and carries a staff that seems as much weapon as it is walking stick.
And finally, Hera, looking around and looking down at yourself, you realize that you are dressed in something that is about 90% setting appropriate with just a little bit of something else in it. What are you wearing?
Okay. So she's going to be wearing long flowing robes, and she's going to have, long black hair hanging down halfway down her shoulders, and she's going to have scrolls there on her side, like on top of a pouch. But these scrolls will have Japanese. What is it? Is it kanji? Is that what the writing is?
I think
With the
so.
character.
One of them.
Yeah. So it's got like kanji on it instead of like something more setting appropriate. So like it's one of those details that unless you look at it, you won't really just notice.
And obviously, to your compatriots, it is just an ancient dead language that only you can speak or something like that. Who knows?
Also, Harrier, as in the jet,
Nice.
and the bird.
Nicely done, sir. So, to the non-hero one of you, you guys are presumably breaking camp to get back onto your quest. Your friend had fallen and just bumped her head maybe and risen back to her feet. The show is yours.
Yeah, Hera's gonna look around. I'm trying to remember. It's so hard. And she reaches out her hand to shake and introduce herself to the others. I'm trying to remember who you are, but it's very difficult right now.
Are you well, friend?
I think so. This is very, very different.
Well, maybe you'll feel better once we get on the road. Back on the quest. You look fine. Just a bump. Shall we?
I suppose. So she gets up and kind of dusts herself off, rubs the back of her head, and then looks towards the road.
Kraft is going to lean over a little bit and peer at you. I don't know that I would call her fine. Those smile lines are really getting on her in her old age.
Hex is going to give a death glare over in or Hera is going to give a death glare over in Graf's direction.
Your lechery confuses me and disgusts me.
That didn't stop you when we were at the tavern a fortnight ago. And he's going to doff his hat, bow a little bit, and start skipping off down the road.
That was love.
City folk.
Frey is going to grab her gear and start walking down the road.
Florian will trudge on as well.
So Hicks is going
As
to
will
look
Harrier.
to see if she has a pack to pick up.
Yep, there is a small bundle of your normal adventuring things. You know, bedroll, some rations, water skins, uh, little things like that. Who knows what truly lies within the depths of adventuring gear? Which I guess in this case, let me explain that real quick because I think a couple of you guys have adventuring gear. It
Yeah.
is a 5-use item. You can be like, oh, I got this, and then pull a mundane item out of your pack. You know, like a lantern, torches, fishing line, a net, rope. It's basically that standard D&D shopping list that all level 1 characters buy. Only you don't actually have to spend the time to identify all of what that stuff is. It's just there, and you decide what it is at the time of need.
100 feet of rope.
11-foot pole?
It could be a 10-foot pole.
11-foot pole.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's
Somebody
fun for the LX package.
He's compensating.
I just know that pit traps are 10 feet deep.
So having the 11-foot pole means that you still, have pole to hold on to.
There you go.
Excellent. So I believe it was mentioned that you guys were near a forest. Who wants to tell me about this forest?
Is it great?
It is pretty sizable.
I think I might be from around here.
Okay. Tell me of this forest. Tell me of its denizens and its seasons.
Right now, it
well,
smells like pot smoke.
Is that the forest, or is that just you?
Depends on how big my pipe leaf is.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Okay.
This is an ancient forest. The trees stand tall and they are broad. The canopy shades the paths within from all but trickles of sunlight coming through. The denizens would be whatever is standard for an ancient forest in wherever the heck we are.
I don't know.
But there are rumors of a hidden community of elves deep, deep within its depths. The roads are not fully known, though the one we travel on is fairly well mapped. There may be there may be surprises within, perhaps inspired by Graf's respectful communion with the spirits of this place.
How do you commune with these spirits?
Well, he's doing it by using his ritual halfling leaf.
Oh.
Wait, you said he was a halfling?
No,
No, he's not a halfling. He just
okay.
has some of their leaf. He
has,
knows a
Okay.
halfling. He knows
He
a
has-
halfling.
he has halfling pipe leaf. So it's basically weed.
Okay.
It's got a pipeline on that pipe leaf.
Still an elf, he just has the halfling pipe leaf.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to trigger a move here. The elf bard move is when you enter an important location, your call, you can ask the GM for one fact from the history of that location. In recent years, nobody has made contact with the elves of this forest.
Okay.
You may do with that what you will.
Aren't I the elves of this forest?
I don't know. Is this your forest?
I don't know. It says I'm from the Great Forest.
Well, you're also from the Sapphire Isles.
You can't like
Okay.
own a forest, man.
Yo, I know who else hit the halfling pipe leaf.
I suddenly have a craving for onions that are amusing.
Yeah,
If
I'm
we
just
see a settlement, we must get them.
I'm just saying, if Graf was passing it around, I'm a druid.
I don't pass nothing.
You just got to sit near him and get a contact high. That's how we're doing this. All right, so you guys are heading off into the forest then?
I also have gods and their servants bardic lore.
Sure.
Is there anything notable to the elves in this forest? As far as what do they worship?
You may ask the GM one question about it. I'm going to stretch this out so I can actually read it. Gods and their servants. Yeah, let's So there was an older god, one of the previous sets of religions is, times change, new gods come in, new conquerors bring their gods, that kind of thing. It all kind of goes around. I imagine Graft is not the kind of person that really sticks a lot of faith in religion.
Nope.
His religion is the pipe leaf. So, in the recent years, you have heard even less and less about the god of the elves. Let me see. What is a good godly name for an elf?
Endar?
Sure, we can use Endar. Um, was waxing in power almost as if the seasons themselves, give way to the next one. It seems as though this god has been doing the same thing. Perhaps to be reborn as a new version, for some next cycle. May then ask you what tale, song, or legend you heard that information in.
Endar's game in the Great Forest.
That's the kind of night it's going to be.
Oh, it is.
You brought this on yourself.
I did. I'll tell you some stories of some of the other games that I've done with this later. Oh, Weenie, sorry. My
Words?
astrological knowledge is not greater. So, one of the things that I do love about Dungeon World is it's got to moves for lots of things, like undertaking a perilous journey. When you travel through hostile territory, choose one member to act as the trailblazer, one to scout ahead, and one to be the quartermaster. Each character with a job to do rolls plus wisdom.
I'll scout.
Okay.
Was there just scout and quartermaster?
Scout, trailblazer, and quartermaster.
Oh,
I'll trailblaze.
And quartermaster, I assume, would require some sort of strength for hauling all the gear.
Nope, it's all plus wisdom.
Oh God, you do not want me as quartermaster.
It's 2d6, so who knows what happens.
Hex will humbly be quartermaster.
You
She
got
will
it.
just have a carrier carry it.
So everybody that's got a job, go ahead and roll 2d6 plus your wisdom.
You guys all have plus twos. Oof.
Oh. Good news, Graf. Go ahead and mark an XP. And which job were you?
Trailblazer.
So the Trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. Unfortunately, you have failed.
That sounds about what I would have done anyway. Exactly, Hex, getting into the RP.
the heavy coughing of pipe leaf. So you guys have set off through the forest to hope to kind of... I don't know. What was your intention? Was this just the only way? Is this to sneak up on them?
Well, this is Ray's quest.
Yeah. Come on, Ray, get involved.
Um, This was the quickest way to get to the lair of the dragon.
How much quicker was it than the next quickest way?
We shaved off a day,
Oh, a whole day.
a whole day.
Well,
Now
how,
it's 2 days longer.
how do you guys feel when you come back across the campsite that you had from the day before?
Did we leave any food behind?
No, any food you'd have left behind probably would have gotten picked up by the animals.
Graf, I fear that the poison you ingest is having an effect on your mind.
Normally, it doesn't affect me like this.
Not all who wander are lost, but sometimes it does happen that way.
So as the night sets, you guys are, gonna make camp. You have a
Yeah, hold on. I want to investigate the campsite.
sure. You're just gonna kind of dig around. Like, tell me how you're investigating it.
She's looking for truffles.
She smashes her nose into the dirt and just.
So, like, somehow this road doesn't, like, it like, how did we walk in a perfect circle to come right back to where we were? Like, I'm trying to look and see if I can see, like, our footprints, or, like, like if the road just went in a circle and somehow we didn't notice it, or like if perhaps we can find another point where we got turned off on the road and maybe see, that direction from camp, or
Sure. Go ahead and roll to discern realities, which is plus your wisdom.
okay.
I see you trying to cheat there already. I don't.
That started early.
I don't think this is quite a cheating situation yet.
Oh, okay. I'm assuming there's repercussions for cheating too.
We'll see.
Oh,
It's one way to find out.
all right.
Get
Your
on it.
achievements get disabled.
You rolled a 7 on your wisdom. So, when you closely study a situation or person, roll plus wisdom. On a 7 to 9, you may ask 1. What happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable to me? Who's really in control here? What here is not what it appears to be?
Oh, good grief! That last one sounds horrible. Everything. Thanks, Bamce.
Like,
Um,
this is not about cheating. Or, no, I'm sorry, not about cheating. This is not about, well, sorry, you wasted your question. This is about continuing to grow the narrative that we are experiencing.
okay, so
Can I help her out by like turning into a wolf or something that can smell what's up?
Uh, we can try that as a separate thing after we answer Hera's questions. Question, sorry, you get
okay.
one.
Let's see.
And I
I'll
believe I
ask.
popped up the basic moves thing, and you can scroll
Did-
down.
Um, I'm gonna go with what should I be on the lookout for? Because we just walk in a full circle, so like that sounds the most pertinent, I guess.
Sure. So things that you should be on the lookout for. For one, you know
Because
that
I'm
there's
thinking that
a rock over there that is kind of on the path that you walked on maybe earlier. It's kind of where you woke up, if you want to call it waking up. It's where you became cognizant of this world.
okay.
So that rock is not stable, and it's probably what you fell on and tripped and hit your head before earlier. What else you should be on the lookout for, right? That was the one you wanted, right?
Yeah. What should I be on the lookout for? That was what I want.
So you will notice as you kind of look at that rock, and there's a little bit of like a black and green glow that's coming out from under it. Everybody else is everybody else doing anything in this situation while Hera is looking around, or
I don't know
Playing
yet.
my stolen horn.
excellent. What kind of song are you playing?
A loud, obnoxious one.
Nice.
So it's really a Pazoozla.
Well played, sir.
Looking for a soundboard.
Oh no.
Harrier is keeping watch.
Okay. So Harry, you see that Harrier's kind of looking around very astutely with his elven eyes, and he doesn't seem like he'll scan past the area. He doesn't seem to notice this black and green glow from under this rock, though.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of go over there and kind of like pick the rock up and like see what's making that glow.
Sure. As you pick the rock up, it feels, like when you kind of touch the two tips of a C battery to your tongue.
So you get that like tingling kind of numbing sensation.
Yeah. As you pick up the rock, you get a little bit of that. This rock hex would probably feel like would have to strain in the air quotes the real world, but here it feels like it weighs almost nothing to you. Um, is it a D battery, the one with the two things on the same side?
9 volt.
9 volt. God
None-
damn it.
Yeah.
You just wrap your tongue right around that C battery.
Oh.
We know how Bamce spends his weekend.
Yo, I got to make the money,
I feel you, bro.
right? So you have this later than it should be rock with this glow kind of coming up from beneath it, and it kind of looks how Hex would imagine the code of just like out on the general matrix itself.
So Hex is gonna kind of motion people over and like, you guys see this? Like you can see the code just like streaming under this.
I'm sorry, like a cipher?
What is she talking about?
I can see you picking up that big ass rock.
I am impressed.
There's like you can't see the stream. You can't like feel the stream under it.
You guys cannot.
Um,
No.
Do you hit your head again?
Florian, how skilled are you in the ways of healing? I have concern for our friend.
I could look her over. My first suggestion would be Graf might want to put away the pipe for a time.
It's gonna take a big drag.
Do you blow the smoke obnoxiously in his face?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for the suggestion.
I had to make sure.
That's like the best way to do it.
Right?
Much appreciated, friend.
He's
I
sharing.
meant primarily keep the smoke away from Hera.
So
I am hungry.
there was talk that somebody wanted to turn into a wolf.
Yes?
Yeah. So, that would be a roll plus your wisdom.
You can do it. You can do it.
Do I just touch this little thing? Does that do it?
Yep, it sure does.
Maybe not.
You rolled an 8. So when you
Hooray!
call upon the spirits to change your shape, roll plus wisdom. On a 7 to 9, you hold 2. You take on the physical form of a species, in this case a wolf. Your possessions and stuff meld into a perfect copy of the species form. You can use your normal stats, but some moves may be harder to trigger, blah blah blah. The GM will also tell you one or more moves associated with your new form. You may spend one hold to make that move. When you're out of hold, you return to your natural form. Think of it kind of like edge points. You can spend an edge to activate these special things. So, one of your new moves in your wolf form is going to be follow the trail. Any other good wolfy? Lay in wait. So, you have transformed into a wolf. Is this the first time you're doing this in front of your friends, or is this something they have seen time and time again?
No, this is my bag. I do this shit all the time.
Yeah, being 2 legs bad, 4 legs good. So you're a wolf. What would you like to do now as a wolf?
Investigate the rock.
It smells like a rock.
Are there any unusual smells in the area?
Your
That
friend
aren't.
hair is a little weird smell, but it's kind of hard um, to pick up on a lot of things based upon the amount of pipe leaf in the air.
What if she attracts bears?
um, are there any scent trails I can detect?
Oh, there's a good one. Would you like to spend a hole or to follow the trail?
Sure.
All right. Um, yes, there is an odd scent that you can pick up on, leading you not quite down a trail, but more of like a convenient way through the forest.
So off the beaten path.
Yeah, but
Okay.
elves are weird, and sometimes they use paths that are not paths because they like to be one with the forest and whatever, and not like cut down trees and bushes and stuff. But there's a strange scent that's going in that direction.
So I'm gonna pad off in the direction of the scent. If they are not following me, I will wait expectantly and kind of like jerk my head in the direction that I'm intending to go.
You gonna give him a little yip?
Sure.
So Ray, you're
Oh,
setting up camp for the night. Hera's doing some weird things, and Florian's a dog again, but he goes off into the edge of the forest and is maybe going to mark some territory, but then he kind of yips and is kind of trying to get you guys' attention. Looks like.
Uh, Rails, go in that direction. She'll whistle for Rena, her companion, to
Sure,
come out of the forest to follow Florian and see what scent he's got.
sure. Hera, you will notice that this cat is of a light tan color that kind of reminds you of Allie. And yeah, no, Rena will come out and give you a little meow, and then pers- amazingly, you managed to train a cat to do stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
you
Hicks is
wanted
going to
to.
reach out and pet the cat before it goes.
Ray, does Rena like Hera?
Does Rena like Hera?
Yeah,
Uh, no, she avoids her. She smells weird.
perfect. Um,
Does Graf smell okay?
Of course.
Awesome.
nice.
Me and this cat are gonna get so stoned.
So you guys are, for clarity, you were going to move to follow.
Mm-hmm. Following the Florian and wolf form with Rena, see what scent he has picked up.
Sure.
Ray, shall I keep watch?
Yes, keep watch over our clumsy friend here. So maybe we can continue this quest and get it over with. We are wasting time letting Graf even decide to be the one in the lead following the trail.
Go. I will try to stay upwind of him.
Oh, fine. I'll put it away.
So you guys are gonna go off down into the woods. Hera, are you gonna still stand there and be weird?
No. Everyone else is going to walk to the woods. Hera's going to try to keep up.
Okay. Hera, your hair seems to be going after them.
Do what now?
Didn't you say you were going in with them into the woods?
Well, like, if the whole group is, yes.
Okay, otherwise you're gonna stay there.
It's just, yeah, I'm going to stay where the group is. I'm not going to be, like, playing with the rock all night, because apparently no one can see this stuff but me, because everyone else is blind.
Yeah, obviously their eyes are stupid. So going down into the deeper depths of the forest off of this not quite trail, it sounds like you guys are trying to figure out where this goes, and it sounds like Ray uh, is helping Florian. Which, if
Mm-hmm.
we come over here to the basic moves, there is a aid move, which I seem to have not put on there. Um, you can go ahead and Ray can roll 2d6 plus 1 for to try and help. Good news, Ray. You get to mark experience. Um, the bad news is, well, something interesting is going to happen.
Is it more interesting because of double ones, or
I mean,
is
it's
it
kind of like
just
3 ones because she rolled 2 1s and then a +1.
yeah?
So,
Hmm.
man. Um,
Real bad.
Florian, if you want to go ahead and roll your discern realities to try and figure out things, which is normally plus your wisdom, if you could go ahead and lose 2 off of that roll from your botched aid, we'll see what happens and what you guys find.
Yay!
Good news, you get to mark experience.
I really like this mechanic.
Yeah, it's kind of great, right? So the two of you are creeping through the woods, and the cat is kind of like by your feet, I imagine, Ray, trying to find out where this trail is taking you. When you're gonna kind of come across a small clearing, it's gonna have what looks like a rock in it. It's dark, it's kind of hard to tell, but as you guys get a little bit closer, it's gonna move, and it's gonna turn around and set its eyes upon you. And with
Are
that,
they kind eyes?
no, 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 those were some double failures in a row there, sir. Ray,
Mm-hmm.
what is one of the horrible monsters that lives in the forest that they tell you to stay away from?
Trolls.
Trolls.
It's
That
racist.
is unfortunate. Because
Charles.
this troll seemed to be sleeping here, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody's sounds woke it up. And it's not happy, and it's going to raise to its feet. And here's where we go to air quotes initiative. Initiative in Dungeon World works kind of weird in that it's like a popcorn kind of thing, where you guys just kind of say you're going to do stuff. I never roll dice in this game. It's great.
So do I can until I use the lay in wait or follow a trail again? I'm like fighting as a wolf, right?
You can fight as a wolf. You get all your stats, your that kind of stuff as normal. You could fight as a wolf. You could drop your hold and turn back into a person if you wished. It is
Okay, I'm going to get behind it.
okay. Um, what are you going to do? Like, what's your intention here?
I'm going to, together with whoever else is fighting with me, wolf pack it.
Okay, so you're trying to like,
I get behind it and bite it, and it turns around to look at me, and they hit it on the back of the head, and it turns around to look at them, etc.
gotcha. It sounds
Flank.
okay.
Trying to flank it.
Perfect. Just I wasn't sure if you were trying to attack it, cause a distraction, or if you were trying to like break line of sight with it so that you could perhaps shed aggro onto your party member or get an advantageous position later on.
Kind of all of those things at once, yeah.
Okay. Which of those things would you like to do to trigger a roll as like first?
Um, Maneuver behind it for an advantageous position.
Okay. That sounds to me like you are trying to defy danger by getting out of the way or acting fast, which will be 2d6 plus your dexterity. With a 9, on a 7 to 9, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. You were attempting to flank behind it. I will give you the ugly bargain of you're either not going to be able to flank it, like it's going to see you and it's going to kind of keep moving with you, eyes locked on you, or it loses sight and turns upon your teammate.
It follows me.
Okay. Ray, the troll is keeping pace and kind of like they're doing that thing where two dogs kind of like circle each other.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them really seems to be getting the advantage, but you're kind of off to the side. It eyes you every once in a while. Big, angry, meaty troll.
Bow and arrow. Gonna fire.
Excellent. It sounds like you are volleying. This will be 2d6 plus your dexterity. Excellent. On a 10 plus, you have a clear shot. You deal your damage. Go ahead and roll your damage for your class. 4. The troll has taken 4 points of damage. Do you make a call to your friends?
Yes.
All right. What is your group's call in a dangerous situation to kind of communicate things sound like?
Stranger danger.
Pork chop sandwiches.
It is probably a bird call.
Give
I'm
me
getting
your.
my ass kicked.
Oh,
Can I
I
get some
cannot
soup
do a
over
bird
here?
call.
That's fine. Do your worst bird call.
There you go. More
Even-
like dying giraffe, but okay.
Mwah, mwah.
Mwah.
Okay, so wait a second. Does Hera know this? Or I guess more appropriately, does Hex as Hera know this?
So you would hear a weird bird call out of like the forest, but the thing that's going to draw your attention is Graf and Harrier kind of like, oh shit, something's up.
Okay.
What do you guys do?
Do we have a response call?
Do you?
She'll hear the horn.
Hooty hoo!
And then what do you guys actually do? Besides hoodly hoo at them.
Get
Carrier.
up and start
Yeah,
running
just-
off in their direction.
Yep.
All right. Let's see what happens
So
here.
Hex is going to attempt to keep up if she can.
Sure. Let's have you guys roll a Defy Danger with either strength or dexterity, your choice, because you are either powering through to run quickly or dodging out of the way of these trees and branches and things. And we'll see. Oh, poor Hera. Oh, oh my God.
Triple sixes.
Good
The
news.
beast is coming out here.
Good news. You may all mark experience.
I don't like that sound.
Once you've all marked experience, you guys go to rush to the aid of your friend, and it is as if the forest itself congeals into a mass of writhing vines and thorns and branches and shrubberies in front of you, kind of blocking your path. Ray and Florian, you hear the return call. Your help is coming, but you got a troll. And it's not looking happy. It's got a couple of arrows sticking out of its back. It's kind of trying to get its position on you guys. Takes a couple of swipes. You take a couple of bites. A couple of arrows go flying. What do you guys do?
I'm going to continue to fire arrows at the troll.
Okay. I will point out Rangers have a special move that they can use, the called shot move,
Okay?
that you can use that as well if you wish.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll your plus dex, and we will see what happens.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on.
Good news! You get to mark XP.
This XP is good, but that's like the opposite of what we wanted, right?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
bad news is in this situation, you're firing these arrows, and you're like, all right, I'm going to line up this shot, and it kind of like steps back to get out of Florian's bite, and you miss. You're
Mm-mm.
like, shit, and you reach down, and you realize my arrows fell out of my quiver. Shit.
Just to confirm, marking XP, you just hit that little up arrow on the leftmost box?
Yep.
Because my numbers changed.
How did your numbers change?
I went it up to 2 out of 8, and it adjusted to 1 out of 9 somehow.
I don't know. So long as the number that you can bump up is the number of XPs that you've gotten over the course of the session, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Florian, the troll's in your face. You make it a bite, and it just, for something this large, it shouldn't be this dexterous, but an arrow goes sailing past it, and you see it kind of like, whoa? And as you follow its gaze, you see that your compatriot is picking arrows up off the ground. What would you do?
To what extent does the troll turn?
Not more than like the head turns like over to the shoulder, and maybe like a couple of degrees on the shoulders. Not like full body turn. He's still mostly facing you.
All right. I am going to bite. Do I get to like call a location here?
Nope. So you're just gonna go
How
and try.
big?
Well, I'm sorry. You do get to call a location, but there's no like mechanical effects. It's all kind of narrative.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to take out its legs.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a hack and slash maneuver, or 2d6 plus your strength.
Nice.
Well
I get to
done.
mark experience.
No. For once,
Oh.
one of you guys does not fail. You may go ahead and roll your damage, sir, as per your class, which I believe is a d6. Well done. I do have some bad news for you, though.
Oh no.
On a 7 to 9, I get to make a move back at you. And in this
All right.
situation, you've come in, you've got a mouthful of this dude's like thigh. And he's going to
Yeah.
turn his attention back down to you. And with his meaty troll hand, he's going to reach down, he's going to grab you, as you are a wolf at the moment, by the scruff of your neck. And lift you into the hand and just kind of start squeezing. You can go ahead and take 4 points of damage minus your armor.
So. Okay.
Ray, your friend is lifted into the air. From behind you, you hear the sounds of your friends doing what, guys?
Trying to struggle my way away from these damn branches.
They haven't actually, like, entangled you. They're just kind of like, nope, you ain't coming through.
Gotcha.
Jet is going to focus. I'm sorry, Harrier is going to focus, and with a mighty chop, he is going to try and split these branches in twain. Now, would Ben Bar's lift grates apply to this situation, or is it only bending bars and lifting grates?
When you choose to when you use pure strength to destroy an inanimate obstacle, sounds like what you're trying to do. Go ahead and roll plus
Yep.
strength.
Okay.
Can I just walk around them?
No, but
Nice.
so on a 10, you get to choose 3. It doesn't take a very long time. Nothing of value is damaged. It doesn't make an inordinate amount of noise. You can fix the thing again without a lot of effort.
Not a lot of time. Nothing is damaged of value, and it doesn't make a lot of noise.
All right. So you just kind of haul off with the strength that your friends probably know you for, and Hera, well, she'll figure it out real soon. You just kind of bring down a sizable section of this bramble wall. Hera and Graf, you guys can see that the wall is starting to reform as your friend turns and kind of starts waving you forward. What do?
Charge through it.
All right.
Try
Hera.
and jump through that little gap.
All right. You guys are going to get through onto the other side. You're going to come in and you're going to see Ray is fumbling with some arrows. the wolf that you can assume is your friend Florian is lifted into the air and is being kind of crushed by this giant. I'm sorry, this troll. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna blast a healing song over at my wolfy friend.
Excellent. What is your healing song? I have an idea, but I really hope it's what you say.
Oh God, just put the spotlight on me there, why don't you?
I've been doing that all night. Haven't you been paying attention?
I have.
Okay. What is your healing song?
Enter Sandman.
Not what I
That's
was
just gonna be it.
not what I was going for.
I was going to vote for pour some sugar on me.
I was thinking by the power of love.
Oh, nice.
What's love got to do with it?
Did I accidentally delete the Bard sheet? Oh no, you renamed it. You're messing with my brain.
No, the worst one would be I just died in your arms tonight.
Oh, that's a good one.
Must have been something he said.
So, there it is. When you weave a performance into basic spell, choose an alien effect. Roll plus your charisma. 7. On a 7 to 9, your spell still works, but you draw the unwanted attention or your magic reverberates to other targets affecting as well. GM's choice. You're going to draw some attention, sir, but you do get to roll a d8 to heal your good friend. Good friend, you may heal 6 HPs.
Is there overhealing?
No.
Thanks very much.
However, the troll is going to see and probably kind of feel the bones re-knitting under its hand as it, was crushing you. And he's going to look, and he's going to see Graf come crashing through the things and little Hera next to him and kind of toss the wolf to the ground and begin, "Rawr!" Here he comes. Hera, as you see this troll, which you're kind of familiar with trolls, well, this one is green and a little bit of black glowing going on there and a little bit of green glowing that you can just kind of see going on. But he's coming right at your friend who's finishing up the power solo of Enter Sandman.
On a vuvuzela.
What do you do?
Wow, I'm trying to think. Do I want to cheat here?
I don't know.
And
What is your intention?
if I do, how would I go about that
Don't think of
without
the
being
mechanics. Just tell me what you want to happen.
Matrix ripoff?
What do you want to happen?
So like Hex is going to see like the streaming of the code. He's gonna kind of reach in there and kind of rearrange it.
Okay. How big of an effect are you trying to do?
Like not necessarily anything super major. She just wants to see if she can kind of move some of the code around.
Excellent. If you would go ahead and roll your resonance plus your software.
Ooh.
Or, I think computer. So I sit back down to look something up.
One with a 10 or a 9.
It's up to you. You are more than welcome to roll the better rolls. And I'm going to be looking for Shadowrun number of hits here. All right.
She's beginning to believe.
Exactly. So with 6 hits, this guy is coming at you. And you feel your hand make solid contact, and you can kind of feel the code almost as if it was DNA. And you can feel it malleable in your hands. What do you want to do to him?
Oh, this is so horrible. And to fit with the fantasy trope, this is awesome. Would it be feasible to like turn him into maybe some sort of like giant frog or something? Something like frog shaped, but like the same
Absolutely.
size.
If you could go ahead and roll your fading resist, I will tell you how much damage you're taking.
Oh, you suck. All right, let's see. That would be what, 9 dice? Because my resonance went down.
Resonance plus
Wait.
willpower.
I was going to say no. I rebuilt, didn't I? What's the resonance for your rebuild?
Oh,
You were-
you lost a point of essence for your ears, so somewhere in there you went from whatever your max was to your max minus, or your character creation level to your character creation level -1.
Well, what I'm saying is, did we use your rework for the Technomancers, or did we use
Well, that was still based off
this?
of the priority system. That's how where you would have gotten your resonance at,
Yeah, okay.
because I didn't tweak that at all.
No, what I'm saying is, if we're using the Technomancer rebuild that you had,
Oh, with a different mental attribute.
drain the
Yes,
fade resist. Yes.
yes. Roll whatever
Um,
your fade resist would be if we were playing Shadowrun. Because for the
Okay,
briefest
so
of moments, you are playing Shadowrun.
yes,
With
no, but I'm saying with the Technomancer rework, the fade resistance is different for the different Technomancers.
yes, and whatever that is for you, roll it.
Okay, so we are using the Technomancer rework. That's what I was trying to find
Yes.
out. Okay.
We're using a lot of things tonight, and none of them are official in any kind of way. It's kind of the point.
Hey everyone, welcome to Shadowrun, where we cheat constantly.
Where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Nice.
You're welcome.
I call Colin.
Um, basic mechanics.
It's probably going to be your logic because
Instead,
you
it's
are.
going to be mental attribute plus chosen. It's going to be.
I apologize. I think.
Okay, so it's going to be willpower plus logic. I
Boom.
chose the Technomancer.
Let's have it.
Now, I mean, not that that really changes the dice much, I don't think.
Nope.
Oh, I gotta put slash for the roll. It does give me 2 more dice, so there's that.
Yep. If only I could see any number of dice right now.
6 successes.
No, that was on his turn thing into giant frog.
Oh,
All right. So go ahead and take 2 points of fading
Oh, ouch!
as this troll. For the rest of you guys, one moment it is running at you, the next moment it pauses for just the briefest of seconds that you guys are like, wait, did it just stop? But then it comes down to the ground in a like 2 foot tall frog, and it sits there and its little neck thing goes. Brrr. What do you guys do?
Eat it.
yeah. Harrier goes to spear it with his spear.
Sure. Under the situation of suddenly becoming a giant frog, I'm pretty sure that you can just go ahead and roll damage and probably kill it.
All right. That would be 6.
Yeah, no, that'll be fine because it had 10 points of damage on it already. So yeah, it will croak, and it will croak.
That was painful.
You're welcome. That's the kind of night we're having.
I believe we have dinner for the evening.
Ray, you've recovered your arrows, and the rest of you guys have kind of like, is it over? And there is a dead frog where there was a troll, and your friend Hera has done something that, well, she had her hand outstretched. Maybe it was her. You don't know. It's something she's probably never done before.
In our recollection, is she a wizard of some sort?
She does carry scrolls of some kind. So some kind of magical thing, we can assume. It's really up to you guys.
Consensus?
I think Ray has seen this before.
Yeah? Or you see it?
Ray's sister has done things like that.
Oh. Ooh. So, what do you guys have to say about the situation that you guys find yourselves in?
Did anything smell weird about it?
Yeah. Hera is going to be like, yeah, that was powerful magic. It's kind of exhausting though. That last part wasn't really a lie. That first part may have been. It's an ancient, lost, forbidden magic, so you probably won't see too many people practice it.
I am concerned if we are using forbidden magic in a place that clearly does not tolerate our presence.
Yeah. Can I talk or no?
Probably not. Well, you know what? Fantasyland. Who cares? Go ahead.
Can you do it in the Scooby voice?
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to subject you guys to the Scooby voice all night long.
Well, you can drop the damn wolf thing whenever.
Well, I was in the middle of following this trail.
Dante's just gonna walk up and give her a high five. Or not Dante. Graf. Grafte.
Grifte. Hera's gonna high five him back.
Finally, something that makes sense, right? The high
Finally,
five.
yeah. You know, that's logical.
And then he's gonna smack her on the ass and walk away.
You gotta get
She's
them up
gonna
high, then
glare.
down low.
Exactly.
She's gonna glare menacingly at Graf.
Graf, let me ask you a question. Up until recently, have you and Hera been in a relationship?
Not yet.
But
It's a dangerous game. He's
Oh, so that was negging with the laugh lines.
yeah.
it's like, no, you did a good job. It is customary in this world to give a firm, open palmed slap on the ass.
Football players do it.
Exactly. However, as you guys have felled the troll, you're kind of in the forest. You're gonna, no, well, more Hera than anybody else. Hera's gonna see like some of the black and green kind of float up into the air. The the forest around you guys is gonna kind of relax almost and kind of pull back. You're gonna see some more light. Maybe it's not actually as dark as you thought it was out. It is still daylight. It's just something in the forest was being menacing.
Hmm.
And then a little bit down the way, Florian, as the wolf, gets a strong breeze of something that turns his attention, and he will notice that the forest is mostly parted, and you guys can see that it's maybe midday, and out the other side, you can see where does the dragon live?
And the
Cottage.
cave on the hillside of a mountain.
Ray, you can see this mountain that you know this dragon and your sister is at.
I'm going to point it out to everyone and say that's where we need to go.
We must put out the fire before we leave. I do not want to anger the spirits that haunt us, so.
And with that, we'll go ahead and take our first break as we cross out of the forest.